The ideal angle for a chin seems to be between 30 and 40 degrees.
It appears to be the same as artificial respiration. I wonder if opening the airway is the objective. Stand behind them and roll their sleeves up. What significance could an action like this have?
I don't know, but the height differential is very exacting. They say 23 centimeters is ideal. We should check on the academic corroboration of this action.
Now what? Sweet potato fries. We would need some sweet potato fries for this one.
If my hypothesis is correct, Yukimura, would you please take your glasses off?
What hypothesis? Can you explain?
I knew I was right.
Right about what?
Forget it, let's get on to the next.
Out of all the things we've tried, actions that reduce distance between us seem to have a tendency to exponentially increase heart rate. Don't tell me you're tired of this already.
I'd say this brings us as close as possible. Let's stay this way for a while. The more we lengthen the test period, the more data we collect.
That is essentially true, but then, She's gone and fallen asleep. Now what? Should I halt the experiment? How does she have the audacity to look so happy? And what are the exact components comprising this sweet fragrance? Okay, we've tried many different situations. This is your heart rate during the experiment, Himuro. In every case, you'll notice very high peak readings.
Question? That last part on the right, sort of. It looks like she was feeling super relaxed there.
Don't pay attention to that. It was a system glitch.
At any rate, there's no denying Himuro's heart was racing like a bat out of hell. Doesn't that prove once and for all that she's in love?
It is too soon to come to that conclusion.
Huh? Why's that?
You must keep in mind, Kanade, experimental results mustn't be interpreted carelessly for convenience sake. Even in this manga, superficially, it may appear that this woman is in love. The profuse amount of sweat, palpitations, a flushed face. What do you deduce from those characteristics?
It could be signs of early menopause.
I had the same thought.
Not a chance ever.
Excitement, stress, feverishness. A racing heart could be caused by many things. It's reasonable to doubt that the racing or palpitating heart was definitely caused by feelings of love.
In this experiment, it seemed that my wall slam was responsible for the increased pulse rate. However, we can't say for certain that some stimulus other than my wall slam hadn't coincidentally occurred, thus causing the increase.
But if that's the case, then you'll never reach a conclusion, really, no matter how many experiments you conduct. Huh?
Perhaps. But let's try a few more experiments to make totally sure. During the second experiment, if my heart races again, then hypothesis B, my heart coincidentally raced, would be rendered less likely than in the first case. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I guess so, but
If we achieve the same result no matter how many times we do it, that likelihood decreases towards 0.
The hypothesis we're trying to put forth, hypothesis A, has a hypothesis which negates it, hypothesis B. A null hypothesis.
Null hypothesis. In order for you stupid humans to understand this concept, I, the people's idol, Rikekuma, the science bear, will give you a simple explanation, Bear. A null hypothesis is a type of hypothesis that appears in statistics that negates the hypothesis you originally put forth, Bear. Say, for example, that you want to prove that crows are black, Bear. So, you go out and find 100 crows and all of them are indeed black, Bear. But there could be a rainbow crow out there and you just didn't find it. That's what some irritating punk would say. Oh, it's so freaking annoying when they do that, Bear. This is exactly when you create an impossible hypothesis, which opposes the hypothesis that crows are black, Bear. Half the crows are black and half a rainbow. You get the picture, Bear. That's a null hypothesis, so the chances of finding 100 black crows in a row is lower than the 1 in a trillion chance of a meteorite landing on your head, Bear. Ow! So, what if a punk bear says 90% are black and the rest are fluorescent pink? What then, Bear? Even with that, the chances of finding 100 black crows in a row is about 0.00265%. Pretty unlikely, huh, Bear? When black reaches about 97.1%, the chances of all black increase to over 5%, and it finally starts to border on being possible. In the field of statistics, if the probability of occurrence is below 5%, it's pretty much considered zero. That's a fact, Bear. In statistics, by disproving a null hypothesis like this, you can prove your original hypothesis, Bear. This was a freaking pain, Bear.
And that's the reason. To reduce the likelihood to below 5%, doing the wall slam an additional 60 times should be enough.
And it won't just be my heart rate. We'll be measuring yours too, Yukimura.
Yeah, try spending your whole life doing that. I'm back!
I think it might be prudent to analyze this from a different perspective.
Why?
You two seem to be hard at work.
Hello, Kanade.
Anything wrong, Yukimura? You look like you're kind of struggling with something.
Yes, sort of. We continued with the wall slam, but then an anomaly was introduced. Initially, the effect was clear. Her heart rate consistently increased. But as the number of trials progressed, that increase began to gradually diminish.
Ah, she must have gotten used to it.
After that, we continued to 100 wall slams just in case. Her heart rate didn't change at all.
Of course not!
I'll admit it's true that in the beginning I really did experience a sort of throbbing in my chest. And I kept thinking to myself, this is it. I must really be in love with him. But as we continued, I started thinking, what is this guy doing?
The data shows no significant difference between resting heart rate and wall slam heart rate. How can that be? Was it really just coincidence?
I was thinking about that data.
Hmm?
Something's been nagging me for the longest time. I decided to apply motion capture to analyze the video from the experiment, and the results are unusual.
What the?
Now watch this.
No, it can't be. The similarity of movement is astonishing.
That's right. When you perform a wall slam that many times in succession, it stops being a wall slam. What you were actually doing, Yukimura, was in reality a wall slap.
Doskoi! 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 Doskoi!
You're right. That was a wall slap. And that's not a situation to make a woman's heart beat faster. That's why your cardiac rhythms continue to stay the same.
It's ridiculous! I can't believe you still don't get it! That's not it!
What's not it?
You're trying to measure feelings, and I don't think you can do that with love. You're talking about something that can't even be measured with data and numbers anyway.
What are you basing that upon? If you know a counterexample, I need proof.
When I was in high school, my math teacher would give us math puzzles every day. I loved them. I thought they were really fun. Mr. Takahashi?
Did you have a question?
The Tower of Hanoi puzzle, I tried using a recurrence relation to solve it. Would you mind checking it?
That's it. 2 to the nth minus 1. Good job solving it, Kanade. And that's not all. It only gets more interesting from here, because...
He was so handsome when he was absorbed in talking about math. I guess I sort of fell in love with him, with my teacher. After that, all I wanted was for him to pay attention to me, so I put everything I had into studying math. And thanks to that, I became a science geek. It's strange, isn't it? If it means you can be with the person you love, you can have success at anything.
I think I understand. You're right.
So I think falling in love, in some ways, is something like that. I guess. So it's not... I think I'm trying to say, I'm not doing a very good job, am I?
I see now.
Don't you go making any weird definitions like that!
Kanade, are there other people you've fallen in love with?
Well, there might have been 2 or 3. What are you trying to make me say?
This new information you've given us is extremely instructive.
What do you mean by that?
Between your love and Himuro's love, there may be points of commonality. If there are points of commonality with other loves, Love prime, Himuro love, Yukimura intersects love prime, Kanade love, Takahashi intersects love prime, Kanade love X intersects love prime, Kanade love Y would likely be very close to the general preconditions for love.
Can we not say Kanade love again?
To move forward, you need to provide me a list with every detail of your love life thus far.
Could you ask me something a little easier?
I think that's about enough, wouldn't you say?
What do you think you're doing?
You're embarrassing her. Normal people don't like to talk about love.
How is that relevant? Her data
So
is
she does
absolutely
realize that she's
fundamental.
not normal.
True, but you're
Wow.
still being too aggressive. That's why you don't have any friends.
One way or another, if this research is valid, then I don't care how hated I am. No pain, no gain. No results without
And there you
sacrifice.
have it. This is how two science nerds, a man and a woman, started their own great experiment with each other.
Bro,